station that's on your side. This is News 12, First at 5.
Senior year, the year of the first of the last. It's the last first day of school. Last year staying at home for most, but for seniors at Butler High School, they won't have a chance to experience their last first home football game of the season.
Yeah, this comes after a fight broke out and the school board informed parents in order to keep students safe, they will not be having the game. News 12's Hallie Turner spoke with the coach at Cross Creek about the board's decision.
High school football kicks off tonight in the CSRA, but here at Butler High School, instead of a stadium full of fans, stadium lights will remain off at 7:30. Students from both sides of the field can agree on one thing: they aren't happy with it. The decision to keep the lights off and everyone at home comes after a school fight broke out Tuesday at Butler High. Punches thrown left and right between students and even striking an adult trying to help defuse the situation. Cross Creek head coach Ezard Horn says when the word came out about the fight, he started to let his players know there was a possibility they wouldn't be playing. And even though it isn't on home turf, when the final decision came out, it didn't hurt any less.
With everything that had been going on in the city, I kind of knew possibly our game might have gotten canceled. So I was prepping my team and talking to my guys and my coaching staff. They took it hard, but they totally understood.
Coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we'll have the full update as to why Cross Creek players understand school leaders' decision.
All right, thanks, Hallie. And the school board is scheduled to have another meeting tomorrow.
Security measures are in place in Aiken County schools. School leaders made the decision to up security after a brawl there earlier this month at Aiken High School. A list of approved bags on your screen right now. Clear bags, they're the way to go. Clear totes, plastic Ziploc bags, or small clutches are okay. Any backpack, fanny pack, regular size purses, they will all get you turned away at the gate.
And as high school football gets underway tonight, so does our Under the Lights coverage. We're covering big games from across the two-state. Coverage for that starts in the next half hour. And we're excited. Football is finally here.
We are, and take a look at this. A beautiful night for football. We're taking a live look around Riverwatch and I-20. Our chief meteorologist, Riley Hale, is standing by to give us a look at what the weather is going to be like if you're heading out to the bleachers tonight. Riley?
Hey guys, it's looking great out there this evening. I would actually say over the last several years, we have not had weather this nice for the first week of high school football. So luckily it is cooperating for us this year. Upper 80s around kickoff just after 7 o'clock, and then we'll fall down to the 70s towards the end of game time and hang on to mostly clear conditions. Luckily, no storms in the forecast. Humidity's relatively low. Temperatures not too crazy for this time of year. So everything just coming together to bring us some pretty nice weather here for some football. And this morning, it actually did get down to the mid-60s for most spots. So this was actually the coolest morning we've seen in over a month. You actually have to go back to July 11th before we've had temperatures this cool in the mid-60s. You can see most of the southeast are keeping those temperatures seasonable in the low 90s right now here in Augusta, upper 80s in North Georgia. You can see it's very hot though across Mississippi. Jackson coming in at 103 this afternoon. There is a weak front that's going to pass through tonight. Luckily not bringing us anything in the way of wet weather, but clearing out our skies tonight. Temperatures will be comfortable to start off your Saturday morning. Have an update on the rest of the weekend for you in just a bit, but let's get a quick update now on your First Alert traffic.
And now, First Alert traffic.
All right, let's first take a look at I-20. This is looking towards the state line just outside of our building here. You can see that eastbound traffic is starting to slow down. Pretty typical for this time of day, so just a heads up if you are going from Georgia into Carolina, just a little bit of some slow-moving traffic. Gateway to Grovetown next. We got clear skies overhead, a beautiful day over Columbia County. Lewiston Road traffic doesn't appear to be too bad for you, and even that exit off the interstate not backed up too much. Have an update on that weekend forecast in just about 10 minutes.
All right, thanks, Riley. The Aiken County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help. They're looking for any information that can lead to the arrest of an attempted murder suspect. Jakari Stone is wanted in connection to a shooting that happened earlier this week on Richland Avenue East. When deputies arrived to the scene, a witness had told them two men had gotten into an argument and that they heard gunshots. Deputies then met up with the victims, who says that Stone had shot at their car multiple times as they were trying to leave. Stone is wanted for the counts of attempted murder and possession of a weapon and more.
The father of a 2-year-old in DeKalb County who had been missing since Wednesday has been arrested. The DeKalb Police Department originally said the toddler was kidnapped, but later said that was not the case. Josiah Mitchell was last seen Wednesday night wearing Buzz Lightyear pajamas. The little boy's father, Artavius North, has been arrested for making false statements about an armed robbery and kidnapping at his apartment. There is an uptick in new COVID cases and hospitalizations. That's according to the Georgia Department of Public Health. The good news here, the numbers are relatively low compared to January of 2022, but the increase is most likely a combination of a new variant, along with people not prioritizing prevention measures. More summer travels and large gatherings also contributing. The new variant, which has been nicknamed Eris, is the dominant COVID variant spreading in the U.S. right now. It is responsible for about 17% of cases in the country and 16% of those in Georgia.
Well, sheriff's deputies in Fulton County have started a new investigation looking into threats made against a grand jury in the Trump investigation.
Blaine Alexander has the details.
As the legal cases surrounding former President Donald Trump continue, there are new concerns for the safety of the judges and juries involved. A Texas woman was arrested and charged with threatening Tanya Chutkan, the judge overseeing Trump's federal election case in Washington, D.C. Officials say the woman left the judge a threatening voice message filled with racist rhetoric. The former president has repeatedly slammed the 4 indictments, both on the campaign trail and on social media, where he recently reposted criticism of Chutkan, and Thursday said this about this week's indictment in Fulton County, Georgia.
I think they're sick people. They have no idea the anger they cause.
There, the sheriff's office has announced new safety measures, saying in a statement it's aware that the personal information of the grand jurors who returned that indictment is being shared on various online platforms. It comes after NBC News first reported that the grand jurors' names and home addresses had been posted online on a fringe website, with one user writing, "These jurors have signed their death warrant." Unlike federal court and most other states, in Georgia, grand jurors' names, but not personal information, are listed in the indictment, which, once unsealed, is public. For Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis, security has long been top of mind through her 2-year investigation. She says she's received repeated, often racist threats. We asked her about them last summer.
Have you had to up your security because of those threats, specifically related to this investigation?
Absolutely. I signed up to be the district attorney, but I still have a lot of life in front of me, and I want to lead it.
As Mr. Trump continues to attack the Georgia process,
They want to silence you. They want to silence you.
a new announcement after promising to reveal what he called a report of Georgia voter fraud in a press conference on Monday, he wrote overnight that press conference is now canceled.
A man South Carolina state prosecutors say helped feed Alex Murdaugh's drug addiction faced a judge Thursday. Jerry Rivers, he pleaded guilty to a slew of money laundering, fraud, and drug charges. Prosecutors say Rivers' drug deals went down during the 2020 lockdown. That's when he sold a large quantity of pills to Eddie Smith, who in turn gave it to his cousin, Murdaugh.
Ever since then, I've been associated with Alex Murdaugh and all that, and people judging me for that, and that's not me. I'm not that. I never met this guy. I don't know nothing about that. You know, I did what I did, but now my family has to go through all this stuff because, you know, decisions I made, but I just feel like I just deserve one chance to prove myself.
Rivers faces 5 to 20 years for his crimes, which include fraudulent COVID-19 unemployment loans and other loans that investigators discovered while they were looking into the link between him and Murdaugh. The Cobb County School Board has voted to fire an elementary school teacher for reading a book on gender identity to her students. In a 4-3 vote, the school district voted in favor of Catherine Rinderle's termination. The Cobb County School District claims she violated at least 6 district policies and administrative rules, including one that restricts instruction of divisive concepts.
This sends a message to every teacher in Cobb County and probably in the state that you should not step out of line.
District officials told her she was being fired for insubordination and willful neglect of duties. She says she is disappointed by the district's decision.
Well, next we take you to a Georgia town where people are flocking to work out with the world's largest rodent. You're not going to want to miss that one, Riley.
Hey, well, nice weather out there for some yoga the rest of this evening and high school football as well. We'll take a look at that weekend forecast for you coming up.
Rely on Ramjet. Now, your first alert weather with Chief Meteorologist Riley Hale.
Welcome back, folks. A beautiful day again for us. We're looking at temperatures near average for this time of year, 92. Good news is we don't have to worry about the heat index, so relatively lower humidity out there again today. That is going to hang on through tonight and most of the day tomorrow, so Saturday actually looks pretty nice for us as well. If you are heading out to those high school football games later tonight, kickoff should be around 7:30 for most games. We'll still be in the mid-80s around that time frame. Halftime will cool those off by about 10 degrees and then should end the game most likely into the mid-70s. So not a bad night whatsoever. Luckily, there's no storms. Luckily, there's no intense heat. Really couldn't ask for a better start to our high school football season. And speaking of football, we're closer to college football. Here's a look at some of our local stadiums across the region. A beautiful day there in Atlanta. Bobby Dodd, only 81 degrees this afternoon. A little bit warmer in Athens, and then a beautiful day over Lake Hartwell there in the background from Clemson in the upstate. So gorgeous conditions for most of the area today. We are going to stay mostly dry this evening into tonight. For tomorrow afternoon, if you're traveling closer towards the coast, Charleston, Savannah, all the way down to Brunswick, even up to Myrtle Beach, there's going to be the opportunity for some sea breeze showers and thunderstorms. So any beach plans may be impacted by some wet weather. We also have Josie down in Savannah tomorrow, taking on that game against Savannah High, and I believe that's a 5:30 kickoff, and there could still be some lingering showers and storms there. Looking like a mostly dry Saturday for us here in the CSRA, though. As we head into Sunday, the sea breeze will be forming and pushing a little bit further inland, so cannot rule out a stray shower and thunderstorm Sunday afternoon. Looks to be mainly a concern for areas south of I-20. So just the further south you get from Augusta, the better chance you have of a passing storm Sunday. Temperature-wise, though, not really going to see those change too much. We should stay in the low to mid-90s both days this weekend. Perfect kayaking weather out there tomorrow. If you're hitting the Augusta Canal or the Savannah River, early morning temps will be near 70. We'll be in the mid-80s by lunchtime, and then once again, hot afternoon in the 90s, but luckily not having to worry about a heat index up to 100 or anything like that. Those temperatures should actually feel what that actual temperature is saying. Nice lake weather as well if you're heading up to Clarks Hill. Lake temps cooled off a degree today, down to 86 at Plum Branch Yacht Club. Northeast wind tomorrow between 5 to 10, and then that wind direction does change more out of the southeast by Sunday, but beautiful conditions up at Clarks Hill over the next couple of days. Our weekend forecast here in Augusta, just a couple of degrees warmer each afternoon, hanging on to mostly sunny conditions for us here in town. Remember, Sunday afternoon, maybe a sea breeze storm could get close to us, but for the most part, I definitely would not cancel anything you have planned outside through the weekend. Rain chances look to remain low Saturday and Sunday, and even through most of next week, we're actually going to be kind of locked into a very dry pattern, and then next week we're talking about the opportunity for some much more higher temperatures, close to 100 by next Tuesday. Looking at our two long-range models, just wanted to show you how much rain we're expecting over the next 7 days. Both of these are showing the entire CSRA seeing less than 1/10 of an inch of rainfall over the next week. So don't expect too many storms over the next several days. Make sure those sprinklers are turned off for the grass all the way into next week. Next week, we get hot, folks, so take advantage of the slightly cooler weather we've seen. 100 degrees by next Tuesday.
All right, thanks, Riley. They've had millions of likes and a cult following on TikTok. And now an Atlanta business is feeling the capybara craze.
Yeah, they are strange
They
creatures, but they tend to grow on you. They come up looking for snacks and even belly rubs. They have personalities like dogs, except they're the world's largest rodent, and people are lining up to do yoga with them.
Relax your tongue, unclench your jaw, take a deep breath in. We're going to inhale, bring your arms up, lower your shoulders, out, tail forward fold if you don't have a cappy in front of you.
And peace can be found right here among the capybaras.
People are flocking to do this. I didn't even know that, these animals were like trending on TikTok until my 25-year-old daughter said, "Oh my gosh, Mom, you get to go do that?"
For some people, practicing mindfulness with capybaras is therapeutic.
Everybody's looking for peace. Everybody's looking for happiness. And when you put mindfulness with animals together, it's a beautiful marriage.
Kathy started her business 6 years ago, trying to blend the holistic and animal world.
She partners with places like the Georgia Wildlife Park and Safari to connect people with animals they might not see every day, as well as barnyard animals. The capybara idea was Hope's, and every class is selling out.
You go, wow, that's a cool idea. That goes right in line with what we want to do here, too, is providing that moment for people to experience the animals.
There's something about being with animals that calms people. Animals have a way of slowing us down and keeping us in the present moment, however strange that moment might be.
Be right back. I'm going to go find Capybara Yoga Lounge.
Sign me up.
That is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Where do you even get them from? You get a whole bunch of them to do yoga? That's
I guess.
Cool.
I mean, I've watched them. I've watched them eat. Like that's like a thing. Like they have them like where they eat like lettuce
giant
or they
guinea
eat
pigs at that point.
Basically.
And they're like giant dogs too. It's the best of both worlds.
I know.
That's so cool.
I really want to play with one. If you have one, will you please email us or send us a Facebook message? Because Will and I want to come over.
Absolutely. Do not hold back either. Do not hold back.
And we're not joking. We really do want to come play with it.
Those are so cool. I'm gonna be doing yoga this weekend, I guess. All right. Governor Henry McMaster signing a bill that will criminalize sexual extortion in South Carolina. We'll have that story coming up next.
First Alert, proud partner of the Atlanta Braves.
The FBI reports thousands of minors were targeted across the country last year and became victims of sexual extortion or sextortion.
That's a crime when they're coerced into sending explicit images, oftentimes to a stranger they've met online, and then extorted for money, usually under threat that the photo or video will be released. Our State House reporter Mary Green explains how South Carolina is cracking down.
A new law makes sexual extortion a felony here in South Carolina, and people convicted of it now face up to 20 years behind bars.
We're taking a step that is going to save the lives of other children, other young people.
Governor Henry McMaster held a bill signing ceremony to mark the new law on Friday in Rock Hill, home of the state lawmaker who made passing this legislation his purpose at the State House this year. It's known as Gavin's Law, in honor of Republican Representative Brandon Guffey's late son, Gavin. He took his life last summer at the age of 17, just hours after Guffey says he was sexually extorted. Months later, Guffey won his seat at the State House, where his colleagues rallied around him and the bill he filed in honor of Gavin this year, passing it unanimously in Guffey's first year as a representative. Some of them joined Guffey's family and friends Friday, many wearing Gavin's art signature on their clothing, and the less than 3 heart symbol, the last message Gavin sent to his friends.
Lose a child's hard. I think it's harder to know that your child chose to take their life and you were there. But we have, whenever it comes to that, I would say, I don't want to say we had it easy. We've had so much community support and love that it made things easier, I guess is the best way of putting it.
And as part of the awareness Guffey hopes this spreads, the new law also requires schools educate South Carolina students and their families about the changes this legislation makes, as well as the dangers of sexual extortion. Reporting Rock Hill, I'm Mary Green.
And if you or someone you know is struggling with thoughts of suicide, help is available. You can call or text the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline at 988 or go to the 988lifeline.org to chat. It's free and help is always available 24/7.
U.S. Senator John Ossoff's bill to support military spouses' careers passed the Senate as part of this year's National Defense Authorization Act. Earlier this year, Senators Ossoff and Eric Schmidt introduced the Military Spouse Career Support Act of 2023. It was to grant reimbursements for military families' business expenses when moving between active and reserve assignments. The goal is to improve retention rates across the armed forces.
Well, this weekend will be beautiful for most parts of the CSRA. Temperature is going to be hot, though, 94 degrees both afternoons, and then we're expecting some real heat to make a return next week. We'll take a look at that 7-day just after the break.
Chancy can fix
beautiful day across the region. Luckily, our heat index is staying below 100 degrees for every single spot in the CSRA. Still a little bit warm out there. Most spots feeling at least like the mid-90s, so it is warm, but luckily not as warm as what it could be for us. Definitely a lot hotter out there earlier this week. Here's a look at what the heat index is expected to do over the next 5 days. You can see over the weekend, gets a tick or two hotter. We'll most likely feel like the mid and upper 90s by Sunday. Next week, though, that's when we start to get those triple-digit heat index temperatures back. So get ready for it, folks. That heat and humidity will make a return as we head into next week. Now, if you are heading out this evening, all we have is a few passing clouds. No rain expected for the rest of this evening and tonight, so looking good for those high school football games. Kick off around 7:30. Those temperatures should be in the mid-80s around that time frame, and then we'll fall into the 70s as we head into later tonight. A few spots could actually wake up in the 60s again early Saturday, so a comfortable start to the weekend. Plenty of sunshine over the next couple of days, and honestly, not much rain over the next 7 days.
All right, thanks, Riley. When Live at 5 continues, we'll tell you what our local counties are doing to keep your students safe as well as our Under the Lights coverage coming up next as News 12 Live at 5 continues. Stick with us.
Are you too hot? Beat the summer heat with a window AC unit from Davis Appliance and Furniture for as low as $299. We offer a cool, no credit needed financing options to meet your needs. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture. Welcome to Davis Appliance.
The big New Yorker from Pizza Hut. Big pizza, bigger deal. No hungry? Better be hungry.
Welcome to Davis Appliance and Furniture, where you can find the best deals in town. We offer new and used appliances, and we service what we sell. We offer no credit needed financing and delivery options to meet your needs. For the top brands at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
Bingles, Falcon,